Hi, my name is Gord Price. I'm from Vancouver, BC, and I'm going to tell, so I'm asked, 3 good things that Melbourne can do. So I'm going to tell you the best thing you can do about transit, the completely obvious and one really good idea. So what can you do, or any city? It all comes down to choice. You give people choices, practical choices that they can use to make their own decisions about how they get around, and on their own they'll solve most of your problems. Now, they have to be good choices and practical ones, and you can put the car at the top. I know. Not said, but the car is an indispensable part of the transportation system. It's not going away. You have to accommodate it. You just don't want it to dominate. The second thing is to give people choices so that they can have a car trip without having to own a car. Taxi, car sharing, the technology is going to do more and more of it. It could be transformative. Transit of all kinds, walking, cycling, mix and match. Do all 5 of them if you want, or one, but don't let one dominate. And that's as true for bicycles as it is for cars. So you do a pretty good job of mixing it up, at least in some parts of the region. And so that's the second thing, the completely self-obvious. Spend more money on what you do well and which actually has a good chance of providing practical choices, and spend less on infrastructure that more and more is looking like it's going to be, shall we say, elephant and whitish. And Australia has some pretty obvious examples of that. I'm thinking Clem 7, hello Brisbane. Big holes in the ground in which you poured lots of money and won't get a return. And one good idea, well, certainly one of the best ideas Vancouver ever did, we stole it from Seattle. It's called UPass, and it's for students. They all have to pay at the beginning of the year in their student fees money that gives them a transit pass for all zones, all parts of the system. And so once they've got it, they paid for it, the next trip seems to be free. Not everyone will utilize it, which is where the economics make the system work, but more and more of them do. And as a consequence, to get an understanding in their head of time and space as related by transit, they probably become lifelong users, and they save a lot of money. So more and more of them are deciding that it's a really good idea, to the point where in the city of Vancouver and the major university, if you have a driver's license, you're in the minority if you're under the age of 24. So that's how fast that change has occurred, because it's been such a great idea. So choice, spend your money on what works, and spend it on some really good ideas.